of Game 7, Wednesday at 6:30. Welcome back to Toronto, everyone. I'm Matt Laughlin, along with the Maven Stan Fischler. Stan, I think the Devils will force a Game 7, and I know, well, you're Hungarian, you're not sure.
Now, as you know, I predicted that this would be a 7-game series with the Devils winning. Of course, I didn't factor into the equation Scott Niedermayer getting hurt and being lost to the hockey club. What the Devils have to do is something that they didn't do at the beginning, and that's what put themselves in the hole. First of all, they got out-hit right off the bat in Game 1. Sergei Brylin getting whacked around by Ty Domi, legally I might add, in Game 2, which to me was the crisis game. That's the game where the Devils had the huge lead and they just frittered the lead away. I believe that they lost all their confidence in that game, even though they won it. Somehow they have to dig down deep and find that confidence. They must score the first goal.
But you're doubtful that they'll find that confidence. How come?
I'm doubtful because from what I see and what I hear on this hockey club. I have not heard enough in the room talking to the guys today from what I heard yesterday. Now maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that, but they got to show it to me on the ice. And most importantly, Marty Brodeur has to play the game of his life tonight.
Well, that seems to be a recurring theme everywhere you turn, that Marty's got to steal a game. He did it in Philadelphia last year when the Devils were down 3-1 to the Flyers. He allowed just 3 goals, 1 in each of the remaining 3 games of that series. He needs that kind of a performance tonight for the Devils to force a Game 7, and then needs to duplicate it again on Wednesday for the Devils to advance. What did you think about what Scott Niedermayer said today?
I thought Scott was relatively calm for what was boiling inside of him. I had the sense that he wanted to really shout to the wings that this was a terrible injustice. It was an egregious sin that Domi committed, and that the penalty was hardly sufficient for the crime. And you look around here today and you'd think that Ty Domi, you know, they're hailing him. I mean, it would be like signs, bring back Machine Gun Jack McGurn, for crying out loud. It was Niedermayer who was the victim.
Scott was, and we'll talk about some of the signs that have been headed out in just a moment. Here's what I think. The Devils are the champions. They've got the heart. They required today. They're ready to take this game, and Toronto knows this city's ready to explode. There's celebrations waiting to break out everywhere, and that's pressure, and I don't think they'll be able to handle it.
Well, you could be right. Now, that's going to be all settled by people like McGillney, by Jason Arnott, and by Patrick Elias, the people who have the capability but haven't shown it enough.
We'll find out what happens tonight. Bill Daughtry's standing by as the band plays on. He's at the MSG Sports Desk. He'll be seeing some sports news.